I'm Jack from TheJackSmit.com, and A Star is Born. What the hell happened? Now, as you can tell by my appearance, I wasn't meant to be recording one of these tonight, but there have been some big developments. If you've been reading the blog over the last couple of days, you'll have seen the projection room piece I did on Sunday about how there have been some problems getting A Star is Born to every cinema here in the UK. Now, to cut a long story short, there's a cinema company named View. You might have heard of them if you've watched my series, The Journal. They've been in a bit of a dispute since A Star is Born came out last Wednesday over a few things with the distributors Warner. Warner decided to pull a power play and say, look, if you don't agree to our terms, we're not going to let you show the film altogether. And it transpired today that the whole thing they were disputing over was something that doesn't really impact you lot as customers. It impacts the industry as a whole. Screen International reported earlier today that the dispute was over how much money the distributor would get from the tickets. Why? I mean, there was £17,000 in it at the UK box office this weekend. Star is Born's third, John English Strikes Again at second, Venom first. Two of the big three chains showed A Star is Born. And yet, here we are. Third place, second place. 17 grand difference. You can understand why customers got angry at View. Including myself. I mean, I had to travel to Odeon to watch it. I've got no shame in doing so. Something I'll be doing a lot more very soon. Hashtag Born Independent. Keep your eyes peeled for that. But I was chatting with the film production students at the university about this earlier today, about A Star is Born and how not every cinema had it. And it raises a very intellectual question about the whole model of film distribution nowadays. I'll get on to a mini review of it in a minute because I know that's what you're watching What the Hell Happened for. But the whole era of booking a film to run in cinemas, it does reek of the old days a little bit. Distributors need to be a little bit more savvy and cinema managers need to be a little bit more... How can I word this without doing any libel? Cinema management need to start listening a little bit more to customer concerns. I have a unique partnership with the team at my local cinema in that I do feedback forms, like a lot of customers do. On screen now is going to be the feedback forms for all of the big three major chains, so if you have any concerns about any big screen experience faults, let the powers that be know. But what cinema operators need to learn now is social media is quite a big thing in this industry, and people will complain on there if anything is wrong, if the sound levels are too high, if they don't even have the films that the customers are seeing. I'm a little angry at my local because I've only got bad times at the El Royale on 2 shows a day at the minute. Hopefully that changes. I think it's changing from Monday as I record this, and you'll be reading a review of that on the blog this weekend, I can guarantee that much. But what managers need to do now is start taking on board customer concerns a little bit more. This is an industry that needs to evolve because cinemas are losing people to Netflix. They are. There's no skirting around this. Cinemas are losing people to Netflix, and if something doesn't change, who knows, maybe the Bond films could be signed up to Netflix. They literally poached the director of Maniac to direct Bond 25, so anything's possible. Now, the important bit. I know a lot of you will be wanting a video version of the Star is Born review, so I might as well give it to you. This is Bradley Cooper's first directorial effort, and it is obvious that he's put 2.5 years of work into making this film. Every little detail, the minutiae, just the cinematographer as well, from Matthew Libatique, who shot Venom, by the way. He shot both of this week's films that I've reviewed, and it's hard to believe that there is a night and day difference. What Cooper is able to do with this film is create a raw and emotive tale of a struggling musician trying to find her star in the form of Lady Gaga. Yes, Lady Gaga playing a musician struggling to find her voice, and she does all right. She's one of the highlights of this film. But how Cooper portrays this, it's not your typical love story. This isn't La La Land. Not everything has a happy ending. And the way he does this is by making these two characters feel believable. His character is a rock and roll star who's coming towards the end of his career. He's relying on drink and drugs. The way he sells this relationship is by making it as real and as truthful as he can. There aren't any home truths. It's all very, very accurate. It's also quite a damning critique of the music industry nowadays. As someone who studies the media industry as part of their wider course of study, it's quite vocal about the whole idea of the 360 deal and how artists are being manufactured. It's a very intellectual and thought-provoking piece of cinema, and that's something that you don't really get that often nowadays. And I don't even need to talk about the soundtrack, do I? Good God. If you can't get the film, listen to the soundtrack on Spotify. It's the closest thing you can get to seeing the film without actually seeing the film. But it comes with a very good recommendation from me. The 4.5-star review I gave it last week after seeing it is quite indicative. It's not the perfect film. It has problems in its third act. It has a little few problems in its second act. But as a piece of filmmaking, it is the film to beat this Oscar season. Of course, I'm still yet to see First Man. I'm still yet to see Bad Times at the El Royale. All of these films are going to be making their way out in the UK over the next couple of weeks. Plus, as the London Film Festival is ongoing as I speak, we're in for a good couple of months ahead. Let's just hope every cinema has the balls to negotiate effectively and get the films that customers want on. So, have you been able to see A Star Is Born yet? Are you still waiting? Let us know in the comments, because as I said in the last What the Hell Happened for Venom, which was quite off the cuff, we're fostering a very good little community here. So you will want to stay tuned to this YouTube channel, because earlier today I was invited along to a little thing that UConn are doing with their second year film production students. I'm not allowed to say too much at this moment in time, but I can tell you that they are very, very, very talented, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can come up with. You'll be seeing exactly what I've been getting up to in January. I'm sorry you have to wait that long, but unfortunately we've got some very confidential information about what we're doing. But I'm excited to see what they're doing. And a very familiar name to those of you who've worked with me at a certain cinema is supervising them. Hello, Mr. G. So yes, that was another What the Hell Happened. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the button below and tap the bell icon to stay notified on when we upload here at TheJackSmit.com. We are very, very, very close to releasing Journal 5. It's going to be a satirical look behind the scenes of what happened with the Venom review, how it went from cinema screen to blog. We're finishing up the shoot for it tomorrow, so I expect to see it on the blog either next week or the week after that. We've also got coming up on the blog next week, because there's no radio show from me on Friday. We've got reviews of Bad Times at the El Royale, Johnny English Strikes Again, First Man, a couple of other things lined up. It's a very big week for film here in the UK, and of course, with the London Film Festival going on as I speak, there is a lot to be talking about. So for now, I'm Jack from TheJackSmit.com, and that was What the Hell Happened. One take! One take!